This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
About to bring gold back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
And how sweet it is! A state gold medal for the Union Scotties!
And the Neshannock Lancers are your 2A softball champions. The trophy lifted high.
The 10th seed Union Scotties are WPIAL champions.
Not a Cinderella story, a championship story here.
And your 2023 WPIL 2A Girls Champions, the Neshannock Wildcats.
The pitch from Bruce, here it comes. Look at this! Union wins it! Union Scotties have rallied to win the WPIAL championship.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Worker down inside, and alley-oop to Young Gun.
She'll strike it, and score!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from the Leonard S. Rich Athletic Complex, Spartan Stadium, our venue here tonight for WPIAL football action on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, Week 1, Game 2, as the Laurel Spartans host the Neshannock Lancers. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com and on the Triple Live High School Sports Network and the NFHS Network. Brought to you in part by Maley Chiropractic, by MVP Insurance, by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, by the Red Zone, by Castle Asphalt, by Washington Center Physical Therapy, by Medora Bonner Law, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Health in Motion Physical Therapy, by Pontius Insurance, by Joseph's Marketplace, Door and Concrete, by Gem Builders Incorporated, by Works in Progress Paint Services, BMF Tax and Financial, the City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, Something for Your Wall Photography, the Laurel Teachers Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Pleasant good evening from Harlansburg. I'm James Dotson with Tim Continenza alongside for the ride. Tim, I'll tell you what, we had 3 fantastic broadcasts in terms of the games we covered in Week 0, and we expect nothing less. If we get games like that all year, we're going to have a lot of fun here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, and the way these two teams have played in recent years, I have a feeling that we're going to have another barn burner of a game here between the Spartans and the Lancers tonight.
Yeah, if we have anything like last year where Neshannock came away with a 41-34 double overtime victory, it should be a great matchup between these two schools. Obviously, they know each other well, as this is the 52nd meeting between these two schools. Laurel having won 28, or leading the series 28-22-1. And Neshannock, as I mentioned, won last year in double overtime, 41-34. Laurel has won 2 straight, had won 2 straight with a 14-7 and 35-6 victory prior to last season. In the first meeting dating back to 1959, Neshannock winning that game 31-6. But tonight's matchup between these two schools, these kids know each other well, and it's a little chip on their shoulder as they get ready for tonight's game.
Yeah, just 7.5 miles apart from each other is Laurel and Neshannock High School as we get going on our Washington Center Physical Therapy pregame show. When your doctor orders physical therapy, tell them you have a choice in where to go. Choose Washington Center Physical Therapy, central located in downtown Newcastle. And with this in mind, Tim, looking at these two teams, we talked about all the great games that were on tap last week on the Lawrence County SportsNet and all the games throughout the county, really. These two teams, well, they really didn't have those great games. Laurel, on the positive end of theirs, they ended up winning 37-6, but it was a 10-point game, 16-6 starting the fourth quarter. They really spurred it on in the fourth quarter, scoring 21 unanswered on the road against the Lions. On the other side for Neshannock, they played on Saturday up in District 10, and Sharon was able to control that game basically start to finish, a 26-0 shutout of the Neshannock Lancers in that game. And I think that more than anything is what's intriguing to me. How does the team bounce back after that? But on the short week, too, being that that was a Saturday game, how does Coach Mazzocco and his staff get this team back up and running for a really heated rivalry tonight?
You know, it's usually the coaches that linger longer than the players after a game. And I think that's probably the case. A short week is actually something that can be to your advantage as a student getting ready for a ball game, because you're getting back into your routine, you're getting your playbook and your desires for what you want to achieve tonight in front of you. I mean, it starts from the beginning of the week. Now, when you look at the Lancers, as you mentioned, losing 26-0 last week to Sharon, they're on the road for a second week in a row. So they definitely looking to make the most of their opportunities here tonight, trying to avoid that winless start of a season.
We're going to step aside. We'll come back. We'll have pregame festivities here from the Leonard S. Rich Athletic Complex. You're watching high school football, Week 1, Game 2 on a Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN. Washington Center Physical Therapy gets you back on your feet. Visit WashingtonCentrepT.com to schedule your appointment. Washington Center Physical Therapy pregame show. It continues here at LCSportsNet.com. Aaron Vigiano running the show here tonight. We got an incredible crew ready to bring you all the sights and sounds from Spartan Country, Tim. And talk real quick about that game that we saw last year, an emotional game, lots of good and bad happening all throughout the game. But, you know, anytime you got 2 locals going at it, you know it's going to be an emotional, high-strung game. It's jam-packed here tonight again. You had a tailgate that's been going on for over 2 hours out in front of the school. These communities are all in for tonight, but I want to flash back to that game last year real quick, just what
I remember
it was.
Correctly, Laurel actually had the lead late in the ball game, and then Neshannock was able to make some big plays at the end and take advantage of opportunities getting into the overtime, and then outlasting really Laurel in overtime for that victory. So, you know, obviously Laurel's gonna, that's billboard material all week, you know, for Coach Cooper and his staff, getting these kids ready for tonight's game and saying, you know, that's not going to happen in our stadium on Spartans Field. It's not, you know, this is our place to defend, and they're going to be ready here for tonight's opportunity against Neshannock.
And this is also a Spartan team that graduated 14 seniors last year. They've lost 3 games in the last 2 years, undefeated 2 years ago until their quarterfinals loss right here at home. And then the only losses last year both coming to county foes, Neshannock in week 1 and then Union in the playoffs. So It's a young team this year, a lot of sophomores and even some freshmen who are going to be getting starts tonight. This is a team that has to grow up in a hurry, but the one thing they do have is Ben Henning kind of stepping up into that lead back role, and he led a charge for the Spartans last week as a whole, 373 yards on the ground for Laurel a week ago. He had 250 of them himself.
Yeah, well, that's the key. I mean, if you got to be the person that you can rely on, and obviously he's finding the holes, and he's just running the ball through it. And, getting into the secondary. Let's face it, when you're averaging over 9 yards a carry, you're getting into the secondary often.
An 80-yard touchdown run certainly helps that one, right?
Well, yeah, anything always pads the stats. But that's, again, getting into the secondary and then getting able to get into open field and taking advantage of opportunities is going to be key. And I think just the change of back time situations, too, when he takes a breather, that they're going to be able to run the ball and be successful. Maybe not at the 9-yard level, but let's just say at the 4 or 5 level or the 3 to 5 level, you want to be able to set up. I think key for tonight's game for both teams is going to be third down. Can they get themselves in third down in short situations where the offense has multiple opportunities to show different sets and different opportunities to run on a play?
It also is going to be interesting as we'll break down the full keys to the game coming up here. But Neshannock only threw the ball 12 times last week. Laurel only threw it 8 times last week. You got sophomore quarterbacks on the field for both teams. Laurel put a couple of guys behind center, rotating them in and out. Neshannock also played a freshman later in the game as well. First start jitters maybe a little bit, especially on the Neshannock side. I mean, it's a lot easier when you handing it to Ben Hennon, who was controlling everything last week if you're Lucas Santini. But how are each of these quarterbacks going to deal with adversity that they're almost guaranteed to face against the defenses they're going to be going up against today?
I think both coaching staff recognize they got young guys, controlling the ball at the quarterback position. Probably the best thing to do is try to build their confidence early. Maybe not on the first play, but within the first series, set up something simple. Something that gives them, all right, I made the completion, and we've got some yards out of it. Might be as simple, just throw out to the back or a screen, and you just want to run a couple plays like that just to get some positive thought processes going and build some momentum as you move forward. I mean, you got young guys who's never really been tested, and now they're being tested in game situations. They probably a little bit calmer in week 2 than week 1. But I think the most important thing here is to try to build some confidence in each one of them.
Neshannock returns 4 starters on the offensive line from last year's team. They also, though, lost basically every skill position, including your single-season rushing record holder and their quarterback, Johnny Huff. Their top 4 or 5 running backs and wide receivers who ran the ball last year, they're all gone. Dom Cubelis, the main weapon on the outside, he also had a good chunk of carries last week, 8 rushes to go along with 1 reception. That kind of experience, I think, is one you need to build on, but also, hey, let the big dogs eat in the trenches here, right?
Oh, there's no question about that. But I think what you brought up about using Dom Cubelis properly is showing him in different opportunities, meaning you want to move him around the field and make the defense react to him. That may draw a few defensive players away where you're going to open up the run game for other members of your team.
On the other side, Laurel with a pretty big offensive line, but only 1 returning starter. That's the only starter on either side of the football is Keegan O'Brien on the entire team, not just on the line, but on every single position across the field. Thing is, though, you got a pretty good size, albeit a young Laurel offensive line, but you got 265, 270, 250, 270, and then O'Brien, actually the smallest on the line, the left tackle at 200 pounds. These are some big boys. It's going to be fun watching the big and experienced line of Neshannock versus the big but inexperienced line of Laurel. And whoever wins in the trenches in most high school games, Tim, is the team that comes out victorious. You're going to have a lot of fun, I think, analyzing that early on to see who will win the trench battle.
Well, that's it. Key to every football game is who wins the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. And if your offensive line did what they did last week in the fourth quarter, then you're going to have opportunities for the Spartans. And that's the key, is that you want to control the offensive line, the line of scrimmage, and be able to move off the blocks and create holes. And I think that's going to be really key tonight to see how Neshannock tries to deter that offensive line from really dominating like they did last week against New Brighton.
Both teams coming out onto the field. The Neshannock Lancers in the white uniforms. Love the new charcoal gray pants. And then here come the Laurel Spartans wearing their all green for gangrene here at home here tonight. I want to mention real quick, mention Dom Cubelis. He's the reigning Play of the Year recipient for the Lawrence County SportsNet as well. That was on the baseball diamond.
I was just going to say, that was in a different sport, but yet he did win the award for the Play of the Year.
Yeah, he had a couple of big plays in the football season here as well. Teams are out on the field. We're going to turn it over to our marching band, the Laurel Spartans marching band, with the playing of our national anthem. Keys to the game, starting lineups, and opening kickoff when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, my doctor wanted me to go to his physical therapy, which was out of town, and I chose Washington Center Physical Therapy.
The availability is absolutely amazing. When we call to get an athlete in, we get them in the exact same day.
I see many patients preoperatively for orthopedic surgeries. Those patients who use Washington Center have the best outcomes.
The bottom line is Washington Center Physical Therapy is your best choice for physical therapy.
Call us at Washington Center Physical Therapy, serving the community for over 20 years.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Just a few minutes away from kickoff here. Neshannock versus Laurel. Neshannock 0-1, Laurel at 1-0. Real quick before we talk about the keys to the game, Tim, wanted to mention both these coaches are actually approaching the 100 career win plateau. Coach Cooper with 94 career victories, 57 here at Laurel. He also was a head coach with 37 wins at Shenango. Coach Fred Mazzacco in his 12th season with the Lancers, a 92-34 overall record for Coach Mo. And how about this, Neshannock, since Athletic Director Ed Fry is nearby, we need to check the numbers because we have a little discrepancy. It's either 296 or 297 all-time wins for the Neshannock Lancers, so really close to getting to the 300 all-time win plateau.
Yeah, some great milestones coming up for these two programs and coaching staffs going forward. It should be a lot of fun this season paying attention to those numbers as they reach those milestones. I think the key to tonight's game for both teams is the offensive line and defensive line, how they control the line of scrimmage. The one that is able to do the best is going to have the advantage and try to get on third down and shorts and letting the run game really have more options where the quarterback can either roll out and run the ball or even throw a little short pass to get those first downs. So really controlling the line of scrimmage and getting third down and shorts and giving yourself an opportunity to continue drives.
Let's take a look now at our works in progress keys to the game. Call Joe Wright at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next painting or window cleaning project. We talked about it earlier. For Laurel, need to definitely avoid turnovers like any team does, but to grow up quickly with this young lineup. And I think the final big one here, Tim, got a little punny here. You got to keep your hen in the game. Keep Hennon, give him the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, you do. And it really comes down to the offensive line there. You're going to give him opportunities, but it's the offensive line that will be making the plays all season long. So the offensive line will make the room for him to run the ball and be successful here tonight.
And then for Neshannock, real quick, all the coaches said it. They lacked energy last week. That's the big one. Definitely getting a pass threat out there, but the energy, first and foremost, needs to be seen here tonight. Neshannock will kick it off with Carter DeVivo. Ben Hennon back there deep to receive the opening kickoff. It's going to be a high, short kick taken at about the 9-yard line. That's goes through the hands of Nathan Hill, one of the upbacks, and this is going to be a tough situation right off the get-go for the Laurel Spartans, starting inside their own 15-yard line on the play.
Brandon Montgomery making a nice play there for Neshannock as they'll set up the Laurel Spartans back inside the 15. Looks around the 13-yard line here to start this drive.
Wearing number 3 for the Lancers combined for the stop.
We'll take a look at the full door and concrete starting lineup here coming up.
From their own 13-yard line.
Don't let just anyone lay the foundation for your home or business. Visit doorandconcrete.com for your free estimate. Behind center to start the game will be Lucas Santini, the sophomore. In a pistol set, he's going to bring one of the H-backs across the formation and go with a handoff to Hennon up the middle. Tough sledding along the right side of the offensive line. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Keegan O'Brien, Max Shevitz, Jaden Iorio, Kevin Mahoney, and Casey Wilson, the offensive linemen. Jackson Saunders, Braden Smith are the wideouts. J.J. McBride and Jack Miles, the H-backs. Ben Hennon, the running back. Lucas Santini. You also see a little Nathan Hill as well in there at quarterback throughout the course of the game. They'll give us pickup of 1 on first down there for Hennon. Mark it at the 14. Looking to throw early, Santini, and ball's loose. He's hit, and I believe Laurel still fell back on top of it, but the sack deep in the backfield.
Dakota Allen and it looks like Turner may have been in there on that play for Neshannock.
Jackson Mazzocco as well. I saw big number 58 being a part of it as well. So 1 yard gain for Hennon, but then the sack, it's going to be 3rd and long, and that's a key anytime you're playing to avoid those 3rd and long scenarios.
When you lose 6 on a play like that, you're just happy to get the ball back.
It'll be just a handoff up the middle, and again, nowhere to go. White jerseys all over the place. Tony Parada, the first one in there, it looked like, Tim?
Yeah, it was.
And a 3 and out after no gain. Credit Ponziani in there on the tackle as well. So great start for the Neshannock defense. Anthony Bonner deep to return. He's going to look to give Neshannock some pretty good field position.
This is where you really, special teams is going to come up big here for the Spartans. You want to be able to execute. Not worry about the distance as much as making sure you make all your blocks.
Santini will boot it away from in his own end zone, and not a great kick. Barely got up over the line. It does take a good Laurel roll, and it's going to get out close to the 40-yard line. Mark it at the 39. That's where Neshannock will take over 1st and 10. Let's take a look at the starting offense for the Lancers. 30 years of experience, door and concrete. The team of contractors that you want laying down the foundation for your home or office. Here's laying down the foundation for the Neshannock Lancers. Jackson Mazzocco, Tony Parada, Joey Veronese, Michael Ponziani, and Aiden Schaefer along the offensive line. Braden Huff, Anthony Bonner, Dom Cubelis are the wide receivers. You'll see Braden Montgomery and Ashton Allison at tight end. Anthony Aiken, Pat Ardra will split carries in the backfield behind Gino Mazzocco, the sophomore starting quarterback. And Mazzocco looking to throw early, throw over the middle. It's going to be caught. Full extension for Braden Montgomery. And how about that? You only completed one pass last week. You're going right away to the air.
When you're in your opponent's territory to start the ball game at their own 38, you might as well take full advantage and go downfield, and that's exactly what they were able to do for the first down.
15-yard pickup, and already on the edge of the red zone are the Lancers. Keeper up the middle, big hole for Mazzocco. He is in the red zone now, inside the 15, still fighting forward, down to the 12, and that's going to be enough to move the chains again.
Bales on the play there for the Spartans.
And quick no-huddle offense. Entered the red zone. Make sure you stop by the red zone in Neshannock Township for all of your county sporting apparel needs. Jet sweep action. That's going to be a pop pass forward for Wpial. Good cut up field. Makes a man miss close to the goal line. He's going to be just short, but I think it's coming back anyway as there is some laundry on the field. Jackson Saunders made the touchdown saving tackle.
There's a illegal block downfield, and it was basically past the line of scrimmage, so they'll be from the mark there. It won't go back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
So with the high snap especially, no chance to hand it off. That's a good job by Mazzocco to pitch it forward to make it a forward pass.
Yeah, Mazzocco getting him out in open, or just thinking Cabela's out in open territory like that, letting him make some moves. It's a great play. Great series of downs here for the Lancers, opening up the game, showing three different styles of offense here.
So it goes as a 7-yard pass to Wpial and then the 10-yard holding penalty. 1st and 13. Handoff, first one for Aiken up the middle. Spins away from a tackler before Ben Hennon finally brings him down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice move again, going to his left, spinning through, and picking up that extra yardage here for the Lancers.
Talked about working ahead of the sticks. Neshannock Tim has certainly done that here in the early going.
And that's exactly what this offensive line needed. It needed some confidence on this early drive, and this is an opportunity here for the Lancers.
Quarterback draw all the way from Mazzocco. He's got blockers in front, runs over his own man to get in the end zone. First touchdown of the year for the Neshannock Lancers. Gino Mazzocco for
16-yard.
No, they didn't adjust. It should be from 9 yards out.
Yeah.
9-yard touchdown run. How about that? Just a 4-play scoring drive there, Tim, and that's a great way to show energy to start tonight's game, no doubt about that.
Yeah, exactly what the Lancers needed after getting shut out last week. They needed a short field to get going, and they took full advantage of that. And now they're on the scoreboard early here in the first quarter.
Anthony Bonner to hold. Carter DeVivo to attempt the extra point. It's a low kick, and it's going to be off wide to the left. No good, but a 6-0 lead for Neshannock. Back in a moment. Lancers strike first at lcsportsnet.com.
15 seconds remain.
Family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
It's 39 yards and a Gino Mazzocco 9-yard run up the middle for the Lancers' first touchdown of the night and the first touchdown of the season. 6-0 as this one's booted away by DeVivo. Again, goes through the hands of Hill, taken at the 5-yard line by Hennon, picking it up this time. Able to make a couple of men miss and get back out close to the 20-yard line, but a couple of rough times. The sun is pretty gnarly in the direction that they're looking there too, Tim. And better job, I guess, this time for Laurel Spartans to work through it.
That. The sun is low and it's in the eyes as they're going right to left here on the field. But you got to give a lot of credit there to Hennon. He made a nice move inside and got past a couple players running by him after that little slight fumble there by the Spartans, and he was able to turn it in upfield for about a 13-yard gain, get it out to the 20.
Second possession for the Spartans, trailing 6-0. We'll look at the Lancers starting defense here in a moment. Jack Miles is the H-back, looking to throw a Santini to the far sideline through the hands of the intended target, Braden Smith. Closest man in coverage over on that far side was Braden Huff. He's joined in the secondary by Brady Frasso, Carter DeVivo and Anthony Bonner are the safeties. Linebackers, Braden Montgomery, Pat Ardro, and Ashton Allison. The defensive line, Aiden Schaefer, Jackson Mazzocco are the ends. Tony Parada, Michael Ponziani, the defensive tackles. And I'll tell you what, we've called basically all four of those big boys' names already here in the first 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, it's going to be important here. Like I said, controlling the line of scrimmage for both teams, either offensive or defensively, will establish tonight's game.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Hill, the man in motion, fake to him up the middle for Hennon. Bounces off a couple of tacklers, but still not going anywhere.
No
in the early going, Tim, it's pretty evident the defensive line controlling the jerseys in white or controlling the jerseys in green.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Right now, they're firing off the ball. They are ready to play. You can see the excitement early in the Lancers' defensive line here, trying to make penetration, really to give their linebackers an opportunity to make plays.
Linebackers haven't had much opportunity to. It's the D-line doing all the work themselves. 3rd down and 10 to go. Santini's going to roll out, try to buy time. Now steps up and runs right into Aiden Schaefer. Pressure early from Parada, but Schaefer cleans it up. 2nd Lancer sack already.
Yeah, this offensive line for the Spartans having a little trouble making established themselves early, not giving the offense any room to make any adjustments. And unfortunately, they're another 3 and out. We'll see if the special teams can come up better with a punt here.
And Santini's first punt barely got over the offensive line. Still worked for about a 35-yard boot. Bonner, again, those waiting in Spartan territory for the recovery. End over end punt. It's going to bounce near midfield. Bonner's going to let it roll, and that's going to work out nicely for the Spartans down at the Neshannock 39-yard line with 6:36 remaining. Already with a 6-0 lead. While we have a moment, I want to remind you that you can get a preview of each week's football games across the county if you tune into the LC SportsNet podcast series delivered by Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Let Penn Ohio Bottled Water do the heavy lifting and bring refreshing water right to your doorstep. So Neshannock, couple of passes, couple of runs on their first touchdown drive. 2nd series of the game as we head towards the midway point of this opening quarter. Mazzocco drops back. He's going to fire near side, and it's going to be caught by the other tight end. Ashton Allison makes the acrobatic catch and then drags a couple of Spartan tacklers deep into Laurel territory.
Johnson on the stop there for the Spartans, but yeah, you can see right away this Lancers on 1st down taking full advantage of it with a crossing pattern to the tight end and is going downfield, picking up over 20 yards.
Neshannock has run 5 official plays. 4 of them have gone for 1st downs. Quarterback draw again from Mazzocco, and he's got a convoy in front of him. Making another 1st down before he's upended by Saunders. But again, Lancers in the red zone.
Yeah, again, they're just controlling that offensive line. The Lancers really taking advantage up front, making plays, giving their running back and quarterbacks opportunities to see the field.
15-yard pickup there. Quick pass to the near side. Bonner makes his first catch of the season. He'll get knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line, a pickup of 7.
Sauter on the stop there for the Spartans. But yeah, James, what I really like seeing the Lancers is they're spreading the field. They're going up the middle, they're going wide, they're going long on the pass routes. They really are mixing up their plays nicely and keeping the Spartans off balance.
Aiken sidecar left. He'll get the handoff on 2nd and short, and he's going to go untouched.
Yeah, once he got past containment on the offensive line, made that hold, there was no one left there behind him as they go rolling into the end zone for the 2nd score here with 5:46 remaining here in the 1st quarter.
9 yards officially on that touchdown run right up the gut. And that's less than a minute off the clock, too, Tim. Their second touchdown of the opening 6+ minutes.
They'll bring the kicking unit on.
The Castle Asphalt conversion attempt. This one a much prettier kick from the Vivo, but it is off the mark wide to the right this time. So unsuccessful on the two conversions. 12-0 the lead for the Lancers. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
Tax prep, advising, and consulting. With over 10 years of experience, BMF Tax provides you with big firm expertise with small firm service.
I'm Brandon Fisher, owner of BMF Tax and Financial. Together, we will help you get a better understanding of your taxes and build a relationship along the way. At BMF Tax, I want to take the stress away from taxes and allow you to focus on what you do best.
Call or visit bmftax.com to set up a free consultation. BMF Tax and Financial. Taxes made simple, life made easy. Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
12-0 in favor of the Neshannock Lancers. Another 4-play scoring drive. 4 plays, 61 yards this time.
And the Lancers looking strong early, mixing up their plays, the pass and run being successful. This kickoff is going to roll out of bounds to the left side. And it's going to give the Spartans their best starting position here tonight.
They'll start at their own 35-yard line, and yeah, better than what was it, the 13 and the 20 so far. But how about this? For similarity in those two Neshannock Lancer scoring drives, both capped off 4-play drives by 9-yard runs, one by the quarterback and one by the running back.
Yeah, but it really tells you what that offensive line here for the Lancers have done here early, controlling the line of scrimmage, making the plays. They're getting big gainers, and they're giving the quarterback and Mazaka an opportunity to see downfield when he throws the ball too. And they're using the entire field, left and right. Throwing a little short, going down with crossing patterns. It's been quite impressive play calling early in the season, or early in this game, I should say, here for the Lancers.
Remind you, coming up at the half, we'll have our LGKG halftime show where we'll take a look at the full outcome of some of the other games going across. We'll have the full marching bands for both the Spartan and Lancer marching bands, and we'll recap the first half of this one. Thanks to Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George.
There was a 15-yard penalty added on. I'm not sure what was called. I didn't see it, but the ball will be now placed at the 50-yard line.
Let the LGKG law
Here comes the call now.
Yeah, here we go. There's the illegal procedure.
That's the kick out of bounds. There must have been a personal foul afterwards.
Yeah, dead ball.
Personal foul against Neshannock. So excellent field position and opportunity here for the Spartans. Exactly what they needed to get out from underneath their own end zone and now have an opportunity maybe to make a control the offensive line and make some plays here.
All right, now you're just looking to move forward because they've only had one play out of their 6 that have gone for positive yardage. Right. Laurel running the no huddle as well. They take their time, though, and look for the play call from the sideline. 5 on the play clock as Santini gets the snap, throw to the far sideline. The route jumped by Huff, but he went through the defender to make the breakup. That's going to be pass interference.
Yeah. He tried to time it up and go right in through him. He wanted to go around him, but he went into him as he made the play on the ball. And from the back judge seeing that, he's going to call that every time.
Yeah, he jumped perfectly. He went for the ball, but you can't go through the receiver in order to do so. Now, here's the one rule change I'd like to see with the pass interference that's less than 15. I'd like it to go like college or pro where it's a spot foul. But they don't give automatic first downs in the high school game, so they don't. They won't go for the spot foul either.
Exactly. That's why it's a 15-yarder. And now, with penalties, there's actually all the yardage on this drive has really been on penalties.
Yeah, it's the first down of the game for the Spartans, and it comes via the penalty.
They got the 15-yarder after the kickoff went out of bounds too.
4 penalties already for 40 yards against the Lancers. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Big gain up the gut. First down and more. Close to the red zone. Santini with the keeper.
Yeah, well, that was a great call there by Coach Cooper. And they've been getting great penetration against this offensive line. So it looks like you're going to set up for a pass play. And he just tucks it underneath him, goes in, runs, passes the initial rush there by the Lancers, and picks up big yardage.
Laurel with a chance to respond. Finally getting great starting field position. They stack 2 receivers to the right. They're going to throw back to the left, though. It's going to be read and intercepted.
Oh.
Cubellis is off to the races. 1 man to beat, and Hennon's going to not be able to bring him down.
He had 1 shot at the 15-yard line was Hannon, and he made him trip, but he couldn't. He got his footing back and was able to take it to the house. That was just perfect. Hiding in the woods there. He was just waiting for that pass. He read it perfectly. Once he made the interception, just ran it right down the sidelines. And it's a big early lead here for the Lancers, up 18-0. With still 5 minutes here to play in the first quarter.
Right when it looked like you had a chance for Laurel to get the response they needed, an 85-yard pick six, an early nomination for your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game from your reigning Play of the Year recipient.
Yeah.
DeVivo's third Castle Asphalt conversion is good with 5 minutes remaining. All Lancers here, 19-0 on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Change of possession is brought to you by Maduro Barner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions at MaduroBarnerLaw.com, your community firm and personal connection to individualized service. And that interception brought to you by MaduroBarnerLaw.com.
Carter DeVivo will boot it away for the 4th time with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Hennon, he loses it through the hands.
That sun is really giving him troubles.
Out to about the 20, 21-yard line. Ethan Bayman able to make the stick at about the 21. So let's see. Again, a young team for Laurel needing to grow up in a hurry, and these are the growing pains you're going to see. You had a great couple of plays. You get down near the red zone, and then just not on the same page on the on that last pass, Tim. It was read by the defender and taken to the house. Now you got to respond. You're 19 points down. A long game is still in front of you.
You know, the only way to do it is one play at a time. You can't get all 19 points back at one time. So what you're looking to do is make positive plays here. You want your offensive line to be able to shoot out. Even if it's 3 or 4 yards, that's a positive play.
Pitch to the left for Hennon. He's got some blockers in front. He's got room, and a good job to move the chains on first down.
Yeah, I think you got at least 9, if not all 10 there. We'll have to see where they spot it. They did give them all 10.
Yep, so 10 yards on the first down before Ashton Allison was the one making the stop. Score update, the other game we got going on right now, it's Elwood City 14, Union 7. So 3 touchdowns in the first quarter down at Helling Stadium as well. Flip on over if you want to hear a pair of moans. Yeah. Lee and Jay, the brother show, doing the duties.
Moan without the S's. As I learned years ago.
Jet sweep action, cutting it up the field is J.J. McBride. Not a lot of room, but again, you're at least ahead of the sticks after that 2-yard pickup. Parada and Ardro in on the stop.
Yeah, that's an important thing here, just to get yardage on first down. It's 2nd down and 8. you're down 19-0. Again, you're just looking to put plays together here and build some momentum. Again, what you're looking here is 3 or 4 yards. You don't need all 8. Obviously, if you can get a first down, you'll take it. But you're looking to set up a third down and manageable situation here if you're Spartans. You just want to continue to build some momentum here on the offensive side, which you've missed in your first 3 opportunities.
2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard pickup. Santini looking to throw, quick fire down the far sideline, jump ball between Huff and the intended target of Braden Smith, but the pass is out of the reach and into the Lancers bench.
Yeah, not a bad call, just trying to open up the defense a little bit, going down the sidelines. The pass just a little ahead of the intended receiver. A tough to lay it in on that run, but it'll bring up 3rd down and long, and it'll be another passing situation coming up here for the Spartans. And we'll see exactly what Coach Cooper comes up with here for his Spartans on 3rd down and 8.
0 for 3 throwing the ball so far is Lucas Santini. See if he again goes to the air on this 3rd and 8. He's going to pitch it left, and a lot of room for Hennon. Good job to switch it up and get the 3rd down conversion. You run it on 3rd and 8, go to the bread and butter.
DeVivo on the stop there for Neshannock, but more importantly, they were able to get out in space there for Hannon, and he was able to then get that first down. They're going to have to do more of that, just trying to get him in spaces.
Just a quick snap and trying to do the QB sneak, but oh my. Defensive line was not fooled. They got right up there and stuffed immediately. Give credit right there in the gut to Parada and Ponziani to really stuff it.
Interesting choice on first down. It almost gave you the impression that they thought they were short of the first down.
I think more than anything, too, they were just trying to get up to the line quickly and see if they could catch the defense off guard.
Yeah. Unfortunately, kind of telegraph it when you put it in a bunch formation like that and everybody up close. You almost want to do it when you're in a spread offense and just put the quarterback underneath center and see how he handles it from there.
Well, first times we've seen Laurel in the huddle tonight, facing a 2nd down and 10. Now sending trips right with McBride. They're going to throw on the quick slant low. And a couple of times now it looks like the receivers is not getting their heads turned around quite quickly enough there, Tim.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. They just did not see the play in front of them. You know, Saunders was there. He was looking to go a little farther deeper into his route, and when he turned around, the ball was on top of him.
Trips right on 3rd and 10, and they are going to go to the ground again. Trying to get to the edge is Hennon. Now looking for room. Ball's on the ground. And it looks like the Lancers may have fallen on it. Braden Huff looks like made the initial hit.
Pitches to Ben Hennon.
And it is the Lancers' ball on that turnover.
Huff's the one who made the recovery, excuse me.
That ball turns over at about the 47.
So that change of possession is brought to you by Moderna Barner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions at ModernaBarnerLaw.com, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service.
Give Carter DeVivo credit with the forced fumble.
So they're really a chance now for the Lancers to take full control here in the first half. Really in the first quarter.
With 2:15 remaining on this run up the gut, not a lot of room. 2-yard pickup on the keeper before Jack Miles makes the hit.
Gains 1, balls on the 48, 2nd down 9, 2 minutes remain. Tackle was by Jack Miles, number 10 for the Spartans.
Call it 2nd down and 9. Lance is already with a 3-score advantage. Touchdown runs by Mazzocco and Aiken, and a touchdown on a pick 6 from Cubelis. He's the intended target on this pass right up the seam into Laurel territory down at the 30. That's a 22-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice pass there by Mazzocco right down the middle as he was able to find Cubelis. Actually, a little low snap. He handled it well and then just turned the ball around and threw a dart downfield for that completion.
More completions in this first quarter from Mazzocco than he had in the entire game against the Sharon Tigers in week 0. Lancers haven't even faced a 3rd down yet as Aiken takes the handoff. He lowers his shoulder. Hennon hanging on for dear life. A 6-yard pickup on the play.
First back through for the Lancers.
Benjamin Hannon on the stop there for for the Spartans.
Right now,
there
are wide open avenues for the Lancers to run.
They're just really controlling the offensive line here and taking full advantage of it. And right now, they got their full playbook in front of them. They can continue to run the ball. They can throw the ball. They've been had so much success.
Pat Argero in there for the first time at the running back position, but it's going to be a keeper from Mazzacco. He's dragging tacklers forward. It looks like Landon Olinchi who was trying to hang on, but unable to make the tackle until the chains move yet again.
Yeah, another first down run here by the Lancers. Again, really mixing up the plays. That time using the option play, faking to the fullback and taking the quarterback up the middle for that first down run.
Make sure you stop by the red zone. Make sure you remember to ask for some spirit sales because they are a great way to make money for your organization.
Take a shot at the end zone here on first down.
Trips to the right, and they're going to bring a fourth man in motion. Student body right for the quarterback. Actually,
they're going to get to the end zone anyway.
It's Cubelis who took the direct snap and went untouched, 17 yards.
He skirts the right side, untouched.
He's got one on a pick six. He's got one on the ground, does Cubelis. And with just 7 seconds remaining in the first quarter, all Lancers here at the Leonard S. Rich Athletic Complex.
Yeah, the Lancers absolutely taking advantage of field position and opportunity. Second turnover. They've turned over into points here in the first quarter as they're just dominating the offensive line.
Kick is up and just sneaks inside the left upright. 26-0. Neshannock in control on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Your Joseph's Marketplace Drive summary coming at you. 5 plays, 53 yards, 2:08 off the clock. Cubelis from the Wildcat, the 17-yard score. Joseph's Marketplace, make sure you check out the cafe and bakery section and make sure to place your to-go order online, josephsnc.com. DeVivo's been a busy boy. 5th time he's booted it away. Another high kick. Hennon able to take it at his own 8-yard line. He gets out past the 20, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and is still going out to the 33, make it the 34-yard line before he's finally brought down. And almost kind of a mock cheer from the Spartan faithful as they finally caught a kick.
You know what? I think, how about this scenario if you're the Lancers? You took full advantage of your offense and defense not facing the sun in the first quarter. You put up 26 points, and now that the sun is actually starting to set a little bit, and you're going to change fields here, and the Spartans will be going the other way.
We'll be back with second quarter action here at lcsportsnet.com.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Second quarter action begins with Laurel starting to drive at their own 33-yard line. Hennon steps away from one, but then laying down the boom in the middle.
Hennon, he's up to the 35-yard line.
Couple new faces in there.
Tag team by Aiden Shea for 54 and 78. Cadence Carter in on the play.
Right now, if you're the Spartans, if you're going to try to throw the ball here, you want something short and quick. You don't want anything going downfield too far. Santini just hasn't had the opportunity to really look over to defense and throw a strike. I'd rather see him do something quick, maybe to a split end or to a back, and just see if he can get in open spaces.
Fake on the jet sweep. Hennon again tripped up immediately. 54 making the tackle is Aiden Schaefer. By the way, that was Cadence Carter, who made the previous stop. Gain of 1 for Hennon here, early second quarter. It's third down, and call it 7 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be key here on this third down call. You got to continue this drive here if you're the Spartans. Best way to do that is try to get the ball in the hands, either with a pitch out wide or just maybe a screenplay to try to get him into the play.
Santini pumps. Now he's going to have to look to run, and spine the whole way was Ashton Allison. It'll be a gain of 4, but it's going to be still short. Fourth down and 4th down and 3, coming up. And if you're Laurel, you got nothing to lose. You might as well go for it.
I was just going to say, you're in no man's land here. It expands. Usually you say that when you get across your opponent's 40-yard line, but you're across your own 40, and it looks like they're going to punt the team out. I thought for a second that they were going to go for it.
They will choose to boot it away. Anthony Bonner will go deep to receive. Now remember, it is the quarterback, Lucas Santini, who is the punter. So we'll see if they do intend to boot it away. And I don't think they got the snap off in time.
He ran to the wrong side of the field. 17 for Neshannock. Counted he was too many men on the field. And they're going to get him for illegal participation, I think.
The play clock ran out. Yeah, I'm counting 11 out there. I think he and Huff were kind of flip-flopped of where they wanted to be on the field. But, yeah, I'm counting 11 jerseys in white. So that should be the first Laurel penalty for delay of game.
That'll be a first down? No.
On the
offense. Going the wrong way, yeah. Going the wrong way.
Gives a chance to remind you, coming up at the half, we'll have the Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George halftime show. Let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
I was going to say, we're going to have a little meeting here of the officials talking about it. I think one official thinking they were going to call it a delay of game on the defense for stepping out of bounds.
Well, that's true. If the player did step out of bounds.
Yes, he did. That's what I was thinking. It would be a first down if he did.
Yeah, that's an interesting scenario that we might potentially have then.
Let's see exactly what they choose to do here.
And this is one that you're going to have to try to explain to
the coaching staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, I think, what they're pointing out.
So it was at the 41-yard line.
And it was 4th and 3 coming up, correct?
4th and 2, yeah.
4th and 2. Okay.
So it would be enough for the first down.
But it looks like they are going to penalize the Spartans, looking at how the officials are facing that direction.
Coming up after the game, we will have our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Give a special shout out to Maley Chiropractic. Seasonal allergies, changes in the weather, they can all affect how you feel on a daily basis. Remember that headaches, joint pain, sinus pressure, even congestion, it can all be alleviated with chiropractic work. Call Mitch Maley and Maley Chiropractic. Kelsey Bowser and Chris Argiro voted best of the best chiropractor in the county.
All right, it is going to be against Lancers like I thought it was originally.
Yeah, so they're gonna get the explanation that it's going to be
a first down.
Either way, it's a first down. I think you're right. It's going to be illegal participation, which you definitely don't see that one called very much. But that's the 5th first down of the game for Laurel.
Legal participation, yep.
2 of those 5, Tim, have come via the Neshannock penalties, leading to first downs.
Now you got to take advantage of it if you're the Spartans. Opportunity here to continue the drive. Got to get the ball out in spaces and do it quickly. Don't try to get big yardage on any down. Just try to get quick yardage and see what you can do.
Hennon will get the pitch left, and tries to bounce to the outside, but again, Ashton Allison just filling the holes perfectly. No gain on the first down play.
This is a tough situation to be in if you're Laurel, because you're trailing 26-0, and the Lancers know that, and they're just going to tee out and come full blast forward. So that's what I'm thinking. And best scenario for them is just try to find spaces and do something positive.
Jack Miles hobbling off. Alex Medved steps into his place. Talked to the Laurel coaching staff before the game. They said they got through Friday's game healthy, but they did get a little banged up in the JV game. And probably a lot of these sophomores who are playing varsity probably got a little bit of JV minutes too, you would think, with this young Spartans roster. Santini rolls out, looks to throw, now has to step in the pocket. Man open over the middle, cut. First down and more down to the 38-yard line. On the catch is Tyler Shearer. Allison drags him down from behind.
Big play there for the Spartans. They were able to roll out Santini to his right. He looked back left, found his man open in the middle, made a nice strike, picking up the yardage for the first down to keep this drive alive, taking advantage of the defensive error by the Lancers that kept this drive alive originally.
Can they capitalize further? They got down to the red zone in the first quarter on one of their possessions, but a 85-yard pick six was the result. They're going to fake it to Shearer this time, and Allison makes his third straight play as Santini picks up a hard couple of yards.
Yeah, but you know, a nice safe play on first down. You just want to keep the momentum going forward. And you got Santini, he can roll it out, he can run it up the middle, take advantage of it and see if he can pop one. But right now, again, it's second down. You don't need to get all 8. If you get it, fantastic. But if you can get 3 to 5 on this down and set up a third down and short, it really opens up your playbook of what you can choose to do.
A score update coming to you after this second down and 8 play. And we're going to have our first Pontius Insurance timeout. In the meantime, our timeout's brought to you by Pontius Insurance.
Make sure to take your timeout to save money on your insurance. Give agents Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings a call today and get started today. Visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com and request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. That's Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings. And you can find them at pontiusinsurance.com. So second down coming up here for the Spartans. This, again, coming out of this timeout, what you really want to do, again, is you want to find a play that you can get someone in open field where they can make extra yardage. If you ended up getting past the sticks and picking up the first down and continuing this drive, that's what you're looking for. But more importantly, you're looking to make positive yards for you to have that same opportunity on third down. And right now, they haven't had that opportunity throughout the first half. Big second down and 8 coming up here for the Spartans.
Score update coming to you from Helling Stadium. 21-7, Elwood City leading Union. Maybe a bit of an upset as we have a new quarterback in there. Jackson Saunders goes with the fake pitch, but reading it the whole way. Believe was 54, Aiden Schaefer, who came in.
A little long developing play there. They try to kind of roll him out after the fake, and the penetration by the defensive line was right there for the Lancers to pick up the quarterback and bring him down. So third down and long. It's going to be tight here for Santisi as he's going to get under pressure because they know they're going to bring the house here and the pressure.
Yeah, likely 4-down territory. But after you gain 2, you lose 2 right back. Santini fires over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. Good tight coverage on the far side by Montgomery, forcing that incomplete pass. And as soon as I say that, now they will bring the punt unit back out.
That ball falls incomplete. It's fourth down 10.
Yeah, fourth down and 10. Trailing by 26, you got really in a situation here where field position might give you a chance to get the ball back with still under 7 minutes here to play in the first half.
The issue is they have yet to stop the Neshannock offense. Bonner is going to make the fair catch at his own 9 with 6:43 remaining. So a drive that takes over 5 minutes off the clock, unable to put any points on the board.
Yeah, unfortunate ending on that drive there for the Spartans. They were moving the ball, as you mentioned. They made a couple nice plays to get past the sticks. And then they had the timeout, and it kind of stalled the momentum there. And in the process, they brought in a second quarterback to run the play, and the Lancers were there all over that one. Really kind of changed the momentum of that drive here for the Spartans. But here comes the Lancers. They've done nothing but success here offensively. And we'll see how they handle it here with just under 7 minutes here to play in the first half.
They outgained Laurel 152 yards to 36 yards in the first quarter. Good job by Jack Miles. Good to see him back out there. He's holding on. Holds Mazzocco to a 2-yard pickup on first down. Ketzel in there as well.
2 yards, second down, 8. Jack Miles made the stop for the Spartans. Ball's on the
other games going on across the county. We mentioned Elwood versus Union. Wilmington traveling to Greenville. Newcastle hosting Mars. And the other county game, Shenango, is at Western Beaver tomorrow. That's a noon kickoff down at the home of the Golden Beavers. Tough sledding 4-yard pickup for Aiken, as it looked like Keegan O'Brien in there on the tackle.
Yeah, Aiken made a nice move out to the left side to slip a tackle and get it out to the 15-yard line.
Makes it manageable, though. 3rd down and 4. How about this? This is the first 3rd down that Neshannock has faced tonight, Tim, and it comes midway through the second quarter. They're going to fake the pitch. Gino will keep it up the middle, and it is eaten up. Ben Hennon comes right up the gut and gets the tackle.
Give credit to the Spartans defensive line, able to get penetration there, really kind of blow up that play, not letting the quarterback get out to his right side, bringing them down and forcing their first punt of the game. And they're going to be able to get the ball back here and most likely in good field position.
And a timeout's going to be called, it looks like, by the Spartans. We'll take a Pontius Insurance timeout as well. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
Back to the action, and it'll be the offense on the field on 4th and short. They're going to try to maybe just draw the Laurel defense off sides here, Tim, and 10 seconds on the play clock. I mean, this is, again, it's week 1, a chance to maybe just kind of test a couple things out, but it looks like the Laurel defensive line, credit to them, will not bite.
And they'll take the timeout.
No, they'll take the delay of game, it looks like.
Game? Yeah, okay.
Hey, again, nothing wrong with trying a couple of things in non-conference play. You got a 26-0 lead. See if you can work the hard count.
Neshannock tries the hard count. Doesn't work this time. That's a delay.
While we have a moment, I want to give a shout-out to our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. We'll be awarding the LCAP Team of the Month. We just started September. At the end of September, we'll have the Team of the Month award. So many great ways LCAP is changing lives and improving the quality of life in and around Lawrence County, as Ardro kicks one off the side of his foot towards the near sideline and will run out of bounds at about the 36 of Neshannock. So great field position, best starting position of the day for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was really interesting decision there by Neshannock to do that hard count inside your 20 like that and then not call the timeout and lose the 5 yards and put your punter into the end zone. And he kind of kicked it off the side of his foot, had a nice roll there. But it gives the Spartans great field position. Either you have great confidence in your defense and the way they're performing here tonight, or you're just giving up a few extra yards here late in the second quarter to give the Spartans an opportunity to take advantage of it.
Santini has Hennon behind him. Souders in the slot to the left. Santini runs into the back of his own man. He held on to it, but again, third sack of the game. Tony Parada making the initial hit. Schaefer also in there as well. And, hey, we called his name a few times. Ashton Allison from that linebacker position. He, a sophomore, has been a force to be reckoned with here so far tonight.
So big second down play here. It seems like we've been saying that a lot here for the Spartans because they seem to be behind the 8 ball on second and long. Let's see what they choose to do here with 3 receivers out to the left.
Now 2 of them coming in motion, and that's going to lead to a flag. Not sure whether it was Miles who was supposed to be going in motion or Tyler Shearer, and that's going to be now the first official penalty against the Spartans here this evening. While we have a moment here, Tim, let's give a quick shout-out to our crew. Producer Aaron Vigiano. We have running the cameras tonight. Rob Natel, Ashley Haltala, Jacob Walls are on cameras as well. I'm James Dotson with Tim Continenza. We have a special spotter as well, Spencer Work. We appreciate his work yet again, helping us out. And again, give a shout-out to Lori Heights, Ken Locke, the entire crew up here at Laurel, always so hospitable to us.
Best place to come to.
You know how disappointed.
They're so welcoming.
So midweek we had to do some rearranging, and Limon got shifted down to go to the Elwood game instead of up here. Let me tell you how pleased he was to hear that.
Oh, he was. I know he was jumping for joy.
Ben Hennon up the gut will get about 3 yards on the pickup, and it wasn't because, Tim, of a worse game.
Right.
But
it's just not being here.
He just knows that the Lori Heights buffet is now going to be in our bellies instead of his.
Yes, exactly.
We'll make sure to send some good pictures to him at the halftime break during our LGKG halftime show.
There is absolutely no better thing to do.
By the way, Union has cut that lead back down to 21-14. That's the other game we have on the air.
The only problem is we're torturing Jay on that.
That's true, too. We don't want to do that. Going deep on third down, jump ball, and unable to make the catch. Cubelis in tight coverage against the intended receiver on the play. I believe that was Xander Johnson going down the far sideline. It was.
Johnson made a nice play on the ball. So did Cabela's really looking in. He tried to slow down to give himself enough room to make that leap for the ball and almost came up with it. And it's now 4th down, and it looks like the Spartans are going to try to pin the Lancers back again here inside the 10-yard line.
I think Laurel might be missing a player out here, too, and they're going to have to call timeout. While we have a quick moment, I want to give a special shout-out to one of the Laurel offensive linemen, Max Shevitz. He had torn his ACL, I believe it was his freshman year, was able to get back during his sophomore year. Now in his junior year, during the scrimmage, he tears the ACL again. I honestly don't know if it's the same ACL or the other one. So they find out, though, on game day Friday last week, against New Brighton, that he is cleared to play. They got a brace on it. They had no movement whatsoever in terms of the torn ACL and PCL. He was cleared to play. He's back out there, and he's in the starting lineup last week and again this week on the offensive line. Big shout-out to Max Shevitz, the 6'1", 270-pound junior lineman, because that's just...
Yeah, that's unheard of. That's fantastic.
And talking to one of the coaches, you know what he said during the course of the week this week? When am I getting back on defense? He wants to get back on
defense. He wants to play more plays.
He wants to be out there more often.
Yeah.
But just an incredible story working back from injury before and now getting a chance to play again during his junior year. And again, it's such a young team out there. He's one of the bigger veterans. Didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but a junior and a de facto leader as a result on this team. Good to see 77 out there on the field for the Spartans.
Single safety to return.
Santini, end over end kick. Bonner's going to take it and muff it at the 9, but does a good job to just fall right back on it at the 13-yard line. Maybe it's not the sun, Tim. Maybe it's just something in the clouds, because the kick returns at that end of the field have not been pretty.
Maybe it's the glare of the lights. I don't know. Yeah, we've seen some interesting plays happen as the players who are going right to left, as we're watching tonight's broadcast, have had some of the drops in
balls on their own 14-yard line.
Tough views. Yeah.
Ball at their own 14-yard line. Neshannock still holding the 26-0 advantage that they held at the end of quarter number 1. Again, in the shadow of their own goalpost, though, as Mazzocco tries to throw it, gets it out to Bonner on the quick screen, and he's got blockers in front, and he's got a first down out near the 30-yard line before Sodders tripped him up.
Yeah, I love that play. Just quickly get the ball out of your hands of your quarterback into the hands of your speedster and Bonner and let him go up the field. It makes a little move and picks up close to 15.
He actually said his knee hit back down at the 27, so officially goes down as a 13-yard pickup on first down. Another first down coming here, and big hole from Mazzocco, and he trips away from a couple of tacklers. Watch out! You're not going to get him. 73 yards. It was close in the end with Hill giving chase, but it goes as a keeper for the score. Gino Mazzocco, 73 yards. You break away from one, you break away from two. How about the awareness, though, to see the open field on the near side,
I was
Tim?
just going to say, when he made that cut out left, he had two blockers out in front of him. Once he was able to get in front of them, it was just a foot race to the end zone. It was a wonderful opportunity, and he took full advantage of it here as the Lancers looking to add the 33rd point with this kick.
DeVivo will try to put together the Castle Asphalt extra point. Misfired on his first two. Made his next two. This one off the mark as well. So it remains a 32-0 Lancer advantage. We'll be back in a moment. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Newbie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
As you see DeVivo ready to boot it away. That's an easy two-play scoring drive there, Tim.
Yeah.
73 yards on that touchdown run for the quarterback, Gino Mazzocco. Over 100 yards on the ground and a pair of scores. We have a whistle.
Whistle stop and play, I believe. May not have had a set.
I don't know if they ever got the
okay yet, yeah. One of the officials was not quite ready.
Well,
I'll give you a chance to tell you about the halftime show coming up. It's brought to you by LGKG Halftime Show. Your insurance company's not always on your side, but the law offices of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for a free consultation.
Tell you what, Gino Mazzocco's got to be a nominee right now for your MVP of the game. At the end of today's game, we will announce your MVP of the game, brought to you by MVP Insurance. Get in the game at MVP Insurance, home, auto, term life, and liability insurance, and more. MVPINS.com. Visit them online for more information and for your free quote. Thanks to MVP Insurance for jumping on board for our MVP of the game. All numbers in favor of the Lancers here this evening. Bouncing ball will be taken by Sodders at about the 13-yard line. Comes to the near side. Eludes a couple of tacklers. One of the better returns you've seen before his fellow number 12, Ethan Bateman, brings him down at the 31.
Yeah, nice move there for the Spartans as they move the ball upfield, and that's exactly what they need. I mean, I know the score is 32-0, but here's the scenario you're in. You have to necessarily just try to you're trying to build momentum, and that's all that matters is you want positive plays. You don't want anything going backwards if you're the Spartans. Right now, you're just looking for positive plays and try to get off the line, make your blocks, and give Santini an opportunity to move the ball.
Nowhere to go for Santini, though. You want to say moving the ball. not going anywhere. Marcelo Sarassi, and it looked like Beeman again in there on the hit.
Unfortunately, there was a little room in front of him, and one of his teammates missed the block, and in the process of that, it just blew up the play as two Lancers were right on top of him. If he could have got a little chip there, he might have been able to turn it upfield for a little bit more.
Missed one member of our crew. How did I forget Tweety Bird? Just gave us another score update that Union has tied it back up, 21-21 between the Wolverines and the Scotties. So Lee Moan may not be getting the Laurie Heights cooking, but he's definitely getting a great game down there between Elwood and Union. I don't know how Saunders held on to the ball.
Exactly. Wow.
He'll get a loss of 3. Allison and Bonner combining on the stop. But, man, he is lucky after the fake handoff, Tim, to even have possession of the ball still.
Well, here's a third down and long scenario. You haven't had much success with the pass plays all game. You've had one go downfield. And we're going to get a timeout taken here, a Pontius timeout. And this timeout is brought to you by PontiusInsurance.com. To request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance, get the best rates and customer service by calling local agents at Pontius Insurance.
I know Walton Sewer out there watching. Shout out to them. All the way from Kansas City, checking out some action. I know Brandon as well is listening out from.
I think you got some barbecue going over there in Kansas City.
You know what? They didn't bring any to town. That's what's really disappointing. They didn't bring any when they were in town.
I hear about this world famous barbecue. I've never been there, but I'm Kansas City. You got to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon, if you are watching, as I know you are each and every week, please let me know when it's my turn to pick in the fantasy draft that's going on right now. That's become the tradition, the fantasy draft going on during the Neshannock Laurel game.
That's why you're on your phone so much now.
Oh, absolutely. Saunders, the quarterback, he'll pitch it to Hennon, trying to get something back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Pickup of 8 or 9 before Huff made the tackle. Also in there again was Bonner.
Bonner, yeah, he's everywhere, isn't he? And but that's what you needed to do. You needed just to get the balls in Hennon's hands and see if he can create something. We have a player getting stretched out now, and a timeout taken by the Lancers here to stop the clock with 1:24. And that's another Pontius Insurance timeout. Give agents Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Jason Giddings a call today and get started to saving money. You can see them online at PontiusInsurance.com.
It actually looked like for a minute it might have been a player getting the cramp stretched out. We're a little early for that, but doing it before halftime. But
I think he was taking advantage of the downtime.
Well, they're staying moving. Health in Motion, they keep you moving. Remember, no referral needed to visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy. You can come in for your 15-minute consultation and save those unnecessary trips to the doctor's office. Don't wait months to start feeling better. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion Physical Therapy. They'll get you in the office within 48 hours. Give them a call, 724-856-3683. So Neshannock out of timeouts with 1:24 to go. Fourth 3-and-out of the evening for the Spartans.
What we haven't seen is a special teams play here for the Lancers. We'll see if Anthony Bonner may have something special as he lines up around the 40-yard line and receive this punt.
Looks like Neshannock going to bring the pressure on this one. Able to get it off just barely. And best punt of the night for Santini.
Yeah. Wow, what a kick.
Bonner has to let it bounce and roll before it's going to be down by Miles inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 16 plus 32. That's a 48-yard boot for Santini.
That is changing field positions, and that's exactly what the Spartans needed. Only 1:14 left here in the first half, but an opportunity here for the Lancers. They scored last time on 2 plays.
Yeah, 36 seconds on the last drive, a 48-second scoring drive, and a 1:34 scoring drive already in the books for Neshannock. You know, you run your offense, maybe a quick pass or a run and see if you can get a big gain, and then that makes your decision easier of what you're going to do.
Right. Get out to midfield and you see what can happen. And we'll see if they run some type of a quick offense here.
They are going to hand it off up the middle. Aiken breaks away from a tackle. He's in the secondary. He's got room to run, and if not for the touchdown-saving tackle down the field by Santini, he could have had reservations for 6, and now you get in the hurry-up.
Yeah, exactly. And here's a scenario. You're only 3 points away from a running clock becoming the 12th man here in this ball game. And it's going to be a scenario that you really want to try to get to it if you're the Lancers.
Bonner catches the swinger on the outside, and he'll step out of bounds near midfield to stop the clock with 53 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, another great play call. Just throw it out quick to your speedster. Let him go up the sidelines. As he gets close, step out of bounds, stop the clock. There's still 52.5 seconds here to play, and you're past midfield.
That was a 25-yard run on first down, by the way, for Aiken, followed by that 9-yard completion. Mazzocco 7 for 7 throwing the football.
Fumble.
Ball on the ground. Exchange miscue.
I think Laurel may have fell on it. We'll see.
Spartans claiming that they have it. Still no signal yet.
Ball was definitely loose. Yes,
and
there
yes,
it is.
Laurel did.
Big defensive play there for the Spartans coming up with that loose ball.
Another Medora Bonner Law change in possession. Really the first miscue for Neshannock all night on the botched carry, or the botched handoff, excuse me, from Mazzocco to Aiken.
With your local firm with deep ties in the community, that is ModernaBonnerLaw.com. See how they can serve you on that Moderna Bonner Law turnover.
And now we'll see how Laurel responds, because they still have a pair of timeouts. Chance to maybe try something of their own. Santini, throw towards the near sideline off the mark, intended for J.J. McBride. Santini, well, we just mentioned his counterpart, Mazzocco, 7 for 7. Santini now 1 for 8 throwing the football here in the first half.
Yeah, that is a difficult sledding for him in the first half. He's been under pressure the entire time. He has not had much time to throw the ball. As you've seen there, just kind of hurried his throw out, almost got it to his receivers, but it's been a difficult situation for Santini. He's never had really any opportunity to step into a throw here in the first half.
Mind you, our LGKG halftime show coming up. We'll have a quick break, and then we'll get you the marching bands as part of that halftime show, as Hennon gets stuffed right at the line yet again. No gain. 12 carries, 45 yards, and he has earned each one of those yards here tonight there, Tim.
Yeah, you know, here's a scenario where you're under 30 seconds here. It's third down and long. If anything, I would see if you could run a screenplay and get it into Hannon's hands. Just see if you get lucky, maybe get a jailbreak type scenario and run it down. I wouldn't necessarily try to throw downfield, but I would definitely want to try to get it in the hands of my best playmaker.
Yeah, they're just going to let the clock run down and head to the locker rooms. 32-0, all Neshannock here this evening, leading Laurel at the halftime break. We'll take a quick break, and we'll have the halftime show when we return. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
You're looking for quality concrete services? Contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
You are now tuned into the Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George halftime show on the Lawrence County SportsNet, featuring performances by your marching bands and recapping the action from the first half of the game.
(32-0) your halftime score. Neshannock leading Laurel. We're going to turn it over to the marching bands. The Neshannock Lancer marching band under the direction of Miss Kim Heim will be first to go. Hope you enjoy the halftime show. Brought to you by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is on the field in the Canada Drum majors, who run the world? Tonight, our performance celebrates Ladies of Pop. We begin with the 2019 Grammy-winning Song of the Year by Billie Eilish, Bad Guy.
there's your LGKG halftime show. Special thanks to the Lancer and Spartan marching bands. What we're going to do is we're going to step aside real quick. We'll come back. We'll get you your first half stats and recap and get you ready for second half kickoff. When we return, it's 32-0, Neshannock leading Laurel here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Halftime coming to a close, 32-0 Neshannock leading Laurel here at the halftime break. Again, big shout out to the Spartan and Lancer marching bands out there this evening as we wrap up our LGKG halftime show. Tim Continental alongside, I'm James Dotson. These are numbers that speak enough right there. Neshannock outgains Laurel in the first half, Tim, 286 yards to just 66. 286 to 66. 97 yards passing and 121 rushing for Gino Mazzacco, the quarterback for Neshannock, has really led the way here in the early going.
Yeah, they really have. They mixed it up really well, too. They've used the entire field. Mazzacco has, thrown the ball nicely, getting it out to Bonner and a few other receivers. He's thrown downfield quickly. They've done a nice job, but really it's the offensive line who has really controlled this ball game here for the Lancers. They've, from the moment, dominated the line of scrimmage, and they've taken full advantage of it, including a couple big plays on the process of they're really setting up some big scores, and that has really set the tone here early in the first quarter when that happened.
Mentioned Mazzacco with over 200 total yards of offense. Anthony Aiken with 51 yards on the ground as well. Cubelis a 17-yard touchdown run, 29 yards through the air, and he also has an 85-yard pick six for the Lancers. Laurel quarterback Lucas Santini, 1 of 8 for 17 yards. Ben Hennon, 12 carries for 45 yards. He has 45 yards. The rest of the team combined on the ground, 4 yards rushing. I mean, that also speaks volumes. He's gotten a couple of holes on a couple of runs, but consistently, other than Ben Hennon, not much going on the ground for the Spartans here in the first half.
No, it really hasn't. And when you get behind early like that, you can key on one offensive player and try to take him away from their success. And the Lancers have done that, and it's really handicapped the Spartans' opportunities when they have had the ball. And you got to give a lot of credit again to the defensive line of the Lancers, who've really made penetration and made life difficult on Santisi here tonight. Every time he's had the ball in his hand in the pocket, he's running for his life and he's looking downfield. You know, he's only had that one big, real good completion here in the first half, but It's really because he's been under duress the entire time.
Real quick, the keys to the game that we had in the first half, your keys to the game, again, brought to you by Joe Wright and Works in Progress Paint Services. They're now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial properties. They've kept Hennon in the game. One interception, the only turnover. The team, though, has really struggled in the ground game. I think you can say on the Neshannock side, they've brought the energy, and they've definitely trusted their big boys because they have nearly 200 rushing yards in the first half. Laurel to kick it off. It'll be taken on a couple of bounces up the middle by Anthony Aiken. Bounces off his own man near the 40-yard line. Keeps going out to the 44. And we are underway in the second half. McBride making the tackle. And Neshannock just one score away from potentially putting this also into a running clock scenario, Tim.
Yeah, and that really is what, if you're Coach Mazzocco, really want to do right now is take advantage of that and really get this clock running and get this game over as soon as you can. Make it a 12th man in this ball game. That's a huge scenario. We'll see as they come out throwing here to start this drive. They're only 55 yards away from pay dirt.
When it comes to your residential or commercial concrete services, you need a team that you can rely on. Call Dorn Construction for your free estimate today. We'll take a look at the Dorn Construction starting lineups after Mazzocco crosses midfield, and he's going to get close to moving the chains. In fact, he will. Mazzocco now with 131 yards on the ground. He's joined with Anthony Aiken in the backfield, Anthony Bonner and Braden Huff, the wide receivers, Dom Cubelis in the slot, Jackson Mazzocco, Tony Parada, Joey Veronese, Michael Ponziani, and Aiden Schaefer are the big men up front who have been plowing the holes all night, Tim.
Yeah, Mazzocco has done a great job just running this offense, getting the ball, distributing it even to himself, and doing a terrific job. Here's fake to Cubelis.
And the first carry of the game for Pat Argero, one of the running backs that we've been expecting, the senior linebacker and running back. 2 yards on that first down carry before he was hit by Ben Hennon in the middle of the line.
And that's what they've done really successfully throughout this ball game, is use different players at different times and really get the key off of some of their big players like Cubelis. And when you're not looking, that's when Dom makes the big play for you.
Mazzocco drops back on 2nd and 8. Fire over the middle. Wide open is the tight end, Ashton Allison, for the first down.
That's his second catch, I believe, here tonight. And another one right over the middle, going to the right side, just out into the flat, and he was completely open for that little catch and pitch.
So now 100 yards passing and rushing for Gino Mazzocco. Sophomore quarterback. Talked about Laurel having to grow up early. A couple of young skill players having to do the same for Neshannock, and Mazzocco doing a great job. Good job to handle the snap there before handing it off for an Argero 7-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, they're just using power football right now, going downfield with Argero, and he's done a nice job getting, Mazzocco handling that high snap, getting it into the belly of his running back, and getting forward for close to 7 yards.
3 straight plays. We're going to credit Ben Hennon with the tackle. Cubelis again, the man in motion. Another carry for Argero. None in the first half, 3 on this drive, and he's
nice
bouncing
move
off tacklers down deep in the red zone.
Yeah, when you get in the secondary, he made a nice little cut to his right, opened up some more field for another gain, about 7 to 10 yards as they get into the red zone. Make sure you want to stop by the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county's sports needs. Sporting goods, custom apparel, embroideries, and more. That is the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock.
Neshannock has not faced many third downs. In fact, just one in the first half. Argero, his 4th carry, rumbles down to the 3. This is the longest drive of the game for Neshannock. This will be the 7th play of the opening drive of the second half.
Number of plays in a drive.
Yes.
Yes.
They're going to pitch it this time to the short side of the field. Nice cut. Lowers the shoulder, and Argero's in there. Also the longest by time of possession. The 7-play scoring drive capped off by Pat Argero's first touchdown of the year.
And that whole drive featured Argero for the most part, and then Mazzocco's throwing and taking advantage of it. Mazzocco did a nice job, with that opening run and then finding his receivers downfield and then just finding his running back to do the dirty work.
7-play drive capped off by the 3-yard run, and the kick is good. 8:55 remaining, and that clock will be running the rest of the way. Lancers lead at lcsportsnet.com.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
This year and running basically through football season. Great stuff there from them. Great stuff from the Lancer ground game. Now with 4 rushing touchdowns and a running clock the rest of the way as DeVivo kicks this one off. Hennon will take it at the 10-yard line for Laurel, trying to find some room up the middle. And when they've caught their kicks, it's probably been their best play of the game there, Tim, back out to the 30-yard line on this one.
Yeah, they really have done a nice job running the ball out and getting into the field and getting out that one out to the 30-yard line. You know, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. If you're the Spartans, you're just looking for positive plays right now. You're just looking to run your offense and make plays. And that's all that matters. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't want to do anything outrageous. All you got to do is look to make positive plays and get some momentum going and try to go downfield and put the ball in the end zone. I mean, it's a simple philosophy, but really, I think, important for them right now. Every time they've got across the 50, they haven't been able to finish it.
Scott Hickenbotham was on that tackle on the return. Jet sweep, handoff, and decent running room. That's a good cut up the middle there by number 22, Tyler Shearer. And now moving the pile out towards the 40-yard line. It looks like that'll be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once he kept the feet moving, wouldn't go down, and he ended up picking up an extra 4 yards on the play, moving that pile. But that's exactly the type of positive play that you're looking for if you're the Spartans.
And tough on that, too, because you got to try to move the pile, but you're not allowed to officially push the ball carrier. You can push the pile, but you can't push the ball carrier, the point of emphasis this year with the NFHS rules.
Right, you can't do it from behind.
Even pulling him, they're saying, if you pull the ball carrier himself. Pump for Santini. He's flushed out of the pocket in a hurry, and he'll just throw this one into the Lancer bench. Great catch by one of the coaches, faking the run back up the field. Michael DeSanti in there, part of the pressure.
But later, Santini got out into the open there, was able to look downfield, made a nice decision, just throwing the ball away, bringing it up 2nd down and 10. And again, that's what you were looking to do. Something, if you can't complete the play, you don't want to take a loss or turn over the ball in those situations.
And yeah, the clock continues to run at 7:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. That's the only thing I'll complain for Mr. Vigiano messing that one up. Keeper for Santini. He'll fall forward for a 2-yard gain. Montgomery in on the stop. 3rd and 8 coming up. Santini, 9 carries for 9 yards from the quarterback position here on the evening.
On this 3rd down, it'll be interesting how they call it. Obviously, you got to look for Hannon to get the ball, but in the same vein, Santini's made some nice plays with his feet when given the opportunity and space. Let's see if they roll him out, maybe give him the option of trying to find someone or keeping it in his own hands to try to pick up the long yardage here on 3rd down.
Quick score update at the half. It was 28-0 Mohawk over Quaker Valley in one of the other county games tonight. Handoff forehanded up the middle, and he is hit like a Mack truck coming through as Big Ashton Allison making the stick.
Yeah, he read that perfectly, came up and met him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard on the gain, that's about it. But that will stall the Spartans right there around the 44-yard line. and Bonner will have an opportunity to see if he can get something going on the special teams.
Tell you what, you got to give a bit of a shout out right there because he's played so well, Allison, both sides of the football. He should be a nomination for your MVP Insurance MVP of the game coming up at the end of this one.
High snap.
Santini, good job to get up there to get it. Side spin on the punt, but it takes another good Laurel bounce, to the 22-yard line. That's where Neshannock will take over, but we're going to step aside. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
BMF Tax and Financial provides businesses and individual tax prep, advising, and consulting. With over 10 years of experience, BMF Tax provides you with big firm expertise with small firm service.
I'm Brandon Fisher, owner of BMF Tax and Financial. Together, we will help you get a better understanding of your taxes and build a relationship along the way. At BMF Tax, I want to take the stress away from taxes and allow you to focus on what you do best.
Call or visit bmftax.com to set up a free consultation. BMF Tax and Financial. Taxes made simple, life made easy.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
We're going to have a fun little announcement regarding Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George coming up in the upcoming weeks. Stay tuned for that as Jack Miles makes a hit on the handoff to the outside. On the carry, that was number 8, Marcelo Sarassi, and it looks like you have number 6, Lucas Neshannock in there. So some of the second stringers now in the game for the Lancers.
Yeah, great opportunity now that you got the running clock going and you're up 39-0 to really empty the benches and get them opportunity to play under the lights.
Sarassi had a couple of carries last week. This one, though, went for negative yardage. Keeper for the freshman Neshannock. He'll get back about to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
And again, it's a great opportunity, like we mentioned earlier. Neshannock getting the opportunity to play again, second week in a row, and now has the opportunity to see what he can do with this offense. Third down and long. We haven't seen this very often in the ball game here, as the Spartans defense can come up big here on third down.
Only the second third down that they have faced all game long here, Tim. Neshannock will break the huddle. We got a nice little fun history lesson coming your way here in a moment, Tim, regarding the huddle in football. Play action. Neshannock's going to keep it on the left edge. Not a lot of room. Hennon again in there amongst the bodies on the tackle. So how about this? I got quizzed today, and I didn't quite get it correct.
Oh, my goodness.
What is the origin of the huddle?
What is the origin of the huddle?
The history story of the origin of the huddle.
I do not know, actually.
So what it was, back in the late 1800s, literally a school for the deaf in the D.C. area.
I did hear this. I forgot
They
about
used
that. Yes.
ASL. The issue was some players on the other team knew ASL. How about that? So what they did is the quarterback came over at one point, and they created a circle around him so no one else could see the hand signals he was giving to the team. Thus began the huddle. Snap's going to go over the head of the punter. How about Ardro goes back, gets it on the back line, and gets the punt off.
Wow. How about that?
It only goes a 4-yard punt, but he actually just saved 2 points for the time
maybe
being.
Maybe 6. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, maybe 6.
A great field position opportunity here for the Spartans. And that's exactly what they need now. They got to take advantage of it. This is the second time they've been deep in the starting position in this ball game. Now, this is one of the maybe the best starting position they've had, and it is inside the 30 at the 27. So they got to take advantage of this. They got to find a way to get the ball to Hannon. They got to find a way to get Santisi out in the open spaces if he keeps the ball, and maybe even find his receivers if they choose to throw the ball.
Yeah, Santini will have Hennon behind him in the pistol. Yeah, give a shout out. That was Gallaudet University. And Paul Hubbard, the quarterback. Hennon bounces off some tacklers. He's got some open room, and he gets down into the red zone. Mark it down at the 14-yard line before Nathan Jensen in there, new name, defensively making the stop. That's a gain on first down of 14 yards for Ben Hennon. He's now got 60 yards on the ground.
Spirit Sales can help you raise big money for your organization. Fill out a form today at the Red Zone and let the Red Zone do the rest. Visit them online at theredzonesports.com.
and see how your group can score big at the red zone.
Try to get you some scores of the other games as we get a pitch near side to Hennon.
He has
Cuts
some room.
upfield, breaks away from a couple of tacklers, and then dragging him down from behind at the very end was Gino Lombardo.
He can get a first down just inside the, looks like the 3-yard line. He's just knocking on the doors of that. So best opportunity we've seen here for the Spartans.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 1 as he gained 9 on first down. The Spartans, they don't huddle much. They do. Well, actually, look, no. They did move the chains. How about that? So,
it is first down. Okay, 1st and goal.
So they did move the chains late, but they don't use the huddle. They get the hand signals from the sideline, and I don't know if it's ASL that's being used by the Laurel staff or not, but whatever the signal was, it was to give the ball to Ben Hennon. He gets his 4th touchdown of the year on the ground, and Laurel on the board with 1:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
There's the positive situation here. Even though you're down big, you're able to run your plays and get into the end zone, and using your feature back. That's the key here. They'll go for 2. As they'll look over to the sidelines to get that play called in now.
So Hennon gets the score from 3 yards out. He had 4 touchdowns total last week. He recovered a blocked punt for a touchdown. Quick slant is converted to Sodders, makes it 39-8 with 1:25 remaining. Back in a moment. It's lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
3-play scoring drive courtesy of Ben Hennon, a 3-yard touchdown run. He had 250 yards on the ground last week. Up to 73 yards, but most importantly, puts Laurel in the end zone. And again, yes, it's later in the game. Yes, Neshannock has taken a good chunk of their starters out of the contest, but you just need some momentum and stuff to build on right now heading into future games.
Look, when a game goes sideways, you're just looking for something to showcase, and that's exactly what that drive did here for the Spartans.
DeMarion Jewell just came running on late for the Spartans kick team. Looks like the Lancers in onside kick position. It'll be pooched up high and over the top, taken by the back man at the 28-yard line. And again, a chance to practice an in-game situation. No, Laurel was probably not going to onside kick, but get your hands team out there and a chance to simulate it in a real game situation. Mazzocco making the catch at the 28.
James' drive summary earlier was brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. Specials daily at the new cafe and bakery. Follow them on Facebook to see what's cooking today. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Reminder again, coming up after the game, we'll have our Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game award. A great play usually involves great teamwork, and that's one of the great advantages of Melee Chiropractic is their team aspect. With Dr. Melee, Dr. Ardro, and Dr. Bowser, they all learn from each other new tips and tricks to help keeping you feeling your best. Neshannock in there again at the QB position, sends a man in motion. Going to throw out quickly to the flat to the intended target. That was the man in motion. That's Chris Wozniak on the catch. Not a lot of room, actually no gain on the play, as Braden Smith makes the hit. One of the only 4 seniors, I believe, was on the roster, and only 3 of which have had any significant time.
Yeah, and you're seeing that scenario where you get some of the youth play has shown his head here tonight with some difficult plays that they would then face. But that's how you grow up. Sometimes you have to
experience a game like this to learn from it and move forward here for the Spartans.
Less than a minute to play. This will be the final play of quarter number 3. Handoff up the middle, and not a lot of room. That's it. It looked like he was about to pitch it back. Was the ball carrier. That's Sarassi again on the carry. Nathan Hill drives him out of bounds. They did throw a flag late in the play there, so the clock stops with 9 seconds remaining, Tim.
Yeah, we're going to get a holding call here at around the 40-yard line. So they'll mark it off from the spot of the foul on that one because it's past the line of scrimmage.
7 penalties now for 60 yards. That'll be something that for sure the Lancers will be going back and looking at the end of this one. But that's one of the few things that's gone wrong. They lead 39-8 as the clock will run to end quarter number 3. Fourth quarter when we return at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
And that's the final play of the third quarter.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, my doctor wanted me to go to his physical therapy, which was out of town, and I chose Washington Center Physical Therapy.
The availability is absolutely amazing. When we call to get an athlete in, we get them in the exact same day.
I see many patients preoperatively for orthopedic surgeries. Those patients who use Washington Center have the best outcomes.
The bottom line is Washington Center Physical Therapy is your best choice for physical therapy.
Call us at Washington Center Physical Therapy, serving the community for over 20 years.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
3 yards is what they end up picking up as a result on that last play. Right out of it, a tip and almost interception. Xander Johnson let it go in and out of his hands. It was initially deflected by the receiver, Brady Frasso.
Yeah, he was right place, and just unfortunately that ball had a little wobble to it, and he couldn't quite get his hands around that oval ball, and then it falls to the ground, but he was in the right position for a big play there for the Spartans.
The prolate spheroid.
Yes.
Did him wrong.
The heartbreak of the ball.
We'll have our Tri-County Principals post-game show at the end of this one. We'll get a quick recap. Another pass on third down, a little bit behind the intended target and incomplete, intended for Wozniak. 0 for 3 on third down. That's, I guess, good news for Neshannock. They haven't faced many of them.
And if you're wondering why are they throwing up 39-8, well, it's a running clock. It doesn't matter. If it's an incomplete pass, it's not going to slow down the game. And there's an opportunity for the second string to run certain plays and be on tape and to be able to review it going forward. So it's not any type of malfeasance in a sense of like saying we're just trying to show them up. It's just an opportunity here for Neshannock.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part as well by the Laurel Teachers Association. They support Laurel athletes on and off the field, and they proud supporters of us at lcsportsnet.com. We thank them for their continued support. As this ball's booted away by Argero, bounces near midfield. Better snap that time. He didn't have to go running back to handle it. The clock will stop as it's down at about the 45-yard line. Speaking of Laurel Teachers Association, how about Something for Your Wall Photography? They're here tonight. Search Something for Your Wall on Facebook. She'll have great captured images, and we'll have a lot of them on our social media page, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, courtesy of Something for Your Wall Photography. Check out all of her great captured moments over the course of this year. Remember, collages make great holiday, birthday, graduation, all of the above. They make great gifts.
Masters Builders and Craftsmen, family-owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Their extensive construction experience and designs and capabilities and creative processes allow you to help keep any project and meet any challenge, building our community for over 70 years.
Run up the middle on first down for the Spartans. New ball carrier, I believe it was Nathan Hill, number 1 on the carry. Colin Schaefer, the freshman, makes the tackle after the short gain.
6 yards, second down 4.
Give him a gain of 4 on the running clock. It was only a matter of time. All the great games we had last week, Tim.
Well, you know, it is a roundabout type thing, but in the same vein, anytime you get a chance to see these two schools play, you want to be there because you know the potential of a great game is always there.
How about a great cut here from McBride? Gets across midfield inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Hickenbotham in on the tackle as well as Lombardo. But that's a gain down to the 39, so that's a gain of 13 yards.
And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Get some positive plays on film here. So when you go into the film next week and look at it, you're going to know exactly, you know, some things you can say are positive, what you're looking to do, what you're trying to do, compare it to the ones that on the same play may have not worked properly, and you can hopefully make the adjustments moving forward here for the Spartans.
And a lot of, you got a lot of still the Laurel starters who are out there at some of the positions, as you have another handoff for Hill. He's going to get close to the first down. But part of it, too, is, again, these are such young starters.
Players,
so many sophomores in this starting lineup.
Well, you know what? Even if that's the case, you still want to be able to compare plays if it was against in the first half to the second half and showing what you're doing properly versus what you're not doing properly for you can make improvements. You know, obviously you're going to have scenarios where you're going to have different players on the field, but you're really looking about your execution of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, you got 3 seniors that are out there. Keegan O'Brien at the left tackle. Braden Smith, one of the receivers. He's on the far side and the intended target there, but he slips down to the ground. It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up. That was Liam Holtquist who was in coverage for the Lancers. And the other senior is your running back, Ben Hennon. It looks like his night is done.
The ball falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 1.
We do have a Union update. They've scored now 3 straight touchdowns to take a 28-21 lead. So a good game down there at Helling Stadium between the Scotties and the Wolverines. You can check that one out live or archived, as you can find all of our events here at lcsportsnet.com. Jack Miles, the man in motion, and it goes through the hands of Santini and trying to fall on it. Did he finally get on it? Yes, he did. Nathan Hill makes the recovery.
I think that snap might have been a little early. I think Santini was expecting it exactly when it was snapped, and it was high and to his right. Tried to get a handle of it, but couldn't do it, but one of his teammates was there to fall on it. But it brings up a 4th down and long scenario here for the Spartans.
Yeah, from 3rd and 1 down to 4th and 7. That's not exactly the way you want to draw it up. And sometimes, I mean, you kind of alluded to it, Tim. Yeah, you want to find things on tape that look good, but you also want to find things that you can improve on.
Exactly. I mean, this is what you're doing right now in a game where you're unfortunate on the tail end of a 39-8 game.
Up the middle and getting the first down, a 4th down conversion there from Nathan Hill. Needed 7, he got 8 on the carry. Wozniak makes the tackle. I want to give a shout out to a couple of the linemen we just saw rushing in and out there. Santino Subra just checked back in. Dante Canciello has been in the lineup for the last couple of plays as well. So Colin Schaefer at the linebacker position. Just trying to get some of the new faces out there for both squads. We will see these Spartans again next week and have another tough county task here, Tim. You and I will be up at Warrior Stadium for that game against the air raid offense of the Mohawk Warriors.
Yeah, it should be a dandy.
Santino with a dandy of a run, diving for the pylon. He's going to be knocked out just shy of the goal line by Hickenbotham, but down to the 2-yard line. That's a 26-yard pickup from Luca Santini.
Yeah, Santini in a nice play there. Got it into the outside open field in front of him and just ran right down it. Got it inside the red zone again here for the Spartans.
Hickenbotham saved the touchdown, but it's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. It was a gem of a run there. Give a shout out to Gem, master builders and craftsmen, family owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Their construction experience and design capabilities make any project and allow them to meet any challenge. Up the gut goes Nathan Hill, and he's in the end zone for the 2nd Spartan touchdown. of the evening.
Hill made a slight adjustment, moving to his left, had room and got into the end zone for the second score here for the Spartans with just under 5 minutes here to play in the fourth quarter. So an important opportunity there for the Spartans just to get on the scoreboard again and build some momentum as they move forward. They got a tough assignment next week against Mohawk.
And you're going to see a completely different style of offense, too. I mean, Neshannock running like crazy. Mohawk
throws. Yeah, yeah.
What did Rhoda have? 375 passing yards last week?
I was going to say, yeah. Him at your quarterback, you better take full advantage of it.
On the quick slant, incomplete as Wozniak in coverage on Xander Johnson. Score remains 39-14. Back with the conclusion at lcsportsnet.com.
Looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zingleopal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Nathan Hill gets his first touchdown run of the season. And Laurel, a team, Tim, that showed success running the football last week. 373 yards on the ground. Much tougher sledding here today against the Neshannock Lancers. But again, some things to build on and keep working towards to watch and film for the course of the rest of the year.
Well, that's exactly what you're trying to do here. You're trying to build forward. Obviously, kind of a step back. We got an onside kick attempt here, but it's going to be a little short.
Yeah, it didn't quite make it the 10 yards.
It went right off the side of his foot. It kind of had that spin to it, and unfortunately died about 7 yards deep and had to go at least 10.
Ball fails to go.
Well, I mean, the good news for Laurel, too, that's only the second penalty that they've had all game, Tim. Like, they've been very clean for the most part. Couple snaps that were miscues, but for the most part, they've played a clean game. And again, for a young team, that's a
very
big
important.
positive.
Yeah, that's very important. That's something you're going to point out as a coaching staff of what you did right, as much as what you did wrong and how you do improve. But you want to be able to do both. You want to be able to tell your kids exactly what you thought you did right, where you did wrong, how we can improve, and how we move forward. And if we took steps back from last week's performance to this week's performance, how do we get going the positive way going forward? And we'll see. They got a big assignment next week, but they still got just under 5 minutes to play here, so they can't think about Mohawk quite yet. But once they have that opportunity, they will.
Matthew Freeland in there for the first time for the Laurel defense. Jaden Iorio, also see him in on that defensive front. He's the starting center, getting some time now for some defensive snaps. Long count. Neshannock now gets his team down set. He'll pitch to the outside. High pitch. Sarassi able to corral it, but he's going to be tracked down from behind. Nice open field tackle. Jack Miles and Tyler Shearer combining on the hit.
Yeah, you might as well use the whole 40 seconds you get on the play clock. There's no reason not to, up 39-14.
And the clock running, even though it's the first play, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to be able to take time off and also run the play that you're looking for. So set up everything you want to do, put your guys in position, wait for the clock to get under 5, and get ready to snap the ball.
Still 15 seconds on the play clock. The other game we're going to have next week, Tim, Riverside traveling to Shenango, a cat fight there at Glenn Pop Johnston Stadium. And guess what? We'll have seen all 8 county teams by the end of our third week of games. That's a heck of a start to the year.
Yeah.
Sarassi, a 3-yard pickup. Will be 3rd down and 9 coming up. McBride in on the tackle. Looks like Medved also.
I was going to say, this sounds like an impressive jaunt there, James, but we've done that before.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how fast we can get to each school in our area and really showcase their programs, and that's one of the fun things about the lcsportsnet.com. We are able to do all these things and have multiple games. As you mentioned, Lee and Jay at their game here tonight, and plus ours here in Spartanland.
Union has doubled their advantage in that one now. All of a sudden, 4 straight scores for the Scotties in that game. Sarassi, 3rd straight carry, not a lot doing there. Gain of 1 as he runs into a gangrene of a tackle. While we have a moment, Tim, we do need to talk about what's going to happen come playoff time, because things are a little bit different now. It's no longer the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's the NFHS network. We are proud to offer 100-plus games each and every year, but playoff games now are going to be a little bit different. You can only watch playoff games on the NFHS network, and that means that it is behind a pay-per-view style subscription fee to be able to watch those games. We'll talk more about that here in a moment before this 4th down, or after this 4th down play. 4th and 7 as Neshannock gets the snap. He'll keep it on the edge, try to get to the edge, but he is just stood up. What a tackle made in the open field by Tyler Shearer. We've called his name a few times there. And Laurel will get the turnover on downs with just over 2 minutes remaining. But to complete talking about this NFHS network, video broadcasts are still available. We're still able to do it, but the only way you can watch it, unfortunately, is not for free. It's through the paywall at NFHS network. We're working to try to find ways that we can still give audio coverage for those playoff games for free to our viewers and listeners. But when you're looking for the playoff games, the only place you'll be able to find them is with a paid subscription. And it's a monthly subscription. So if you pay right at the beginning of the football playoff season, you could technically watch all of the football playoffs in the district for that one $12 cost. And so just a reminder that that's what's going to be coming up at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking about a national company and FHS and what they do. And this is not uncommon. This has happened in every area of the country. And NFHS is really just the way things have gone in high school sports now. They pay big rights fees for that, and then they're going to, use that as a paywall to get through it. But you know what? We'll be able to bring the coverage to you.
Exactly.
And that's the most exciting part. It's not that you're going to get anybody different. You'll still get the really high-quality broadcasts and streams from Lawrence County SportsNet, and that's the key.
Another big run for Hill. He's going to get across the 30, dragged out of bounds from behind just inside the 20, and add some more yardage with the horse collar tackle there, Tim. It was Lombardo who ended up dragging him down after the big gain of 27 yards.
And Hill's looked nice here in the second half. He didn't touch the ball in the first half, as obviously they have Hannon. They want to get the ball to him as much as possible. But Hill has come here in the second half, spelling him, and he's pulled off some big runs here. And it'll be something that I think is going to have to creep in the minds of the Spartans. How do we get more playmakers on the field at the same time and see if we can make more plays offensively to keep drives alive?
Personal foul, move it down close to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from just outside of the 10, mark it at the 11. 1 minute left to go in the game. How about this? Last score update we had is 7-7 in the third quarter between Wilmington and Greenville.
Interesting.
Much different than the huge scoring output that you saw with Wilmington Sharpsville last week.
A loose ball. I think the Lancers got it.
I think they're saying no play. I heard whistles before the snap.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, you're right. It's going to be a false start.
So sorry, Aiden Turner, you don't get your first career fumble recovery in a varsity game.
That's going to be a false start.
It's going to be a procedure penalty against the Spartans to push them back, but a chance, hey, they can punch one in with 45 seconds and winding clock. See if they can get one more score. Here's a final thought, Tim, on the playoff scenarios too. We need your help to make all that happen too with the playoffs, especially if we're going to get the audio-only option, which will cost a fee for us to be able to get that as well. So please reach out on social media, talk to us on our website, send us messages. We'd love to get all these games on the air, but we need your help to make it happen. Laurel, good cut back inside for Shearer. He's having himself a heck of a second half. He's fighting for the end zone. Don't tell him it's a running clock in the fourth quarter. Big run, Tyler Shearer for the 17-yard touchdown.
Again, huge play there by Shear, just not giving up on the play, be able to come all the way to the left side, down, cut inside, take on a couple tacklers, and not give up until he got into the end zone. 13 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, but it is a big play. Again, something to look at and find a way to get some of these other players involved in your offense and try to get some playmakers going. I mean, I think Coach Cooper's going to have a lot to review and decide how to move forward after the unfortunate lopsided first half. But the second half, you got to give them credit. They have not given up.
Now, the score line will definitely look a lot closer than what the competition was, but good for Laurel in the second half. Busted play on the conversion, but Santini's going to lower his shoulder and put it in anyway. 39-22. We'll take one last break, come back for the conclusion here at lcsportsnet.com.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. They wound the clock at the end of that touchdown, and we have reached all zeros on the scoreboard. 39-22 is your final here from Spartan Stadium. Alongside Tim Continenza, I'm James Dotson. 360 yards of offense for the Lancers in the victory. 3 touchdowns late for Laurel to make the scoreline look more respectable and give some great credit to them fighting through all the way to the very end. But this was a game that Neshannock corralled from the very beginning.
It really was. They set the tone early with the offensive line and defensive line, making plays and getting big plays down the field, and then getting the turnovers in the first half and scoring on those really put this game away early here into the win column for the Lancers.
We're going to get you your full stats and scoring update, but we got to take one more break. We'll come back with the scoring recap, stats, and your awards when we return here on lcsportsnet.com.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab.
Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Spartan Stadium. Take a look at that full moon that we have here. Let's while we have a moment, let's turn it over though before we get to our awards with the post-game show, continuing with the Laurel alma mater. One of the cool traditions here at Laurel, win, lose, draw, no matter what, you'll have the alma mater playing with band, cheerleaders, and football team all huddled up to sing along with the alma mater here at Laurel, but they fall by a score of 39-22. Quick scoring recap, first drive for Neshannock. Gino Mazzocco caps off a 4-play drive with a 9-yard touchdown run. Similar fashion, this time the running back, Anthony Aiken, just 4 minutes later makes it a 12-0 advantage as he puts one in from 9 yards out. The ensuing kickoff, Tim, kickoff went out of bounds. There was also a personal foul. Neshannock gave the ball to Laurel right at midfield. They then throw a pass interference, a first down run. They're right on the edge of the red zone. It looks like Laurel's in business. Hey, maybe we'll get back into this. And then Dom Cubelis picks off a pass and takes it 85 yards to the house. An early dagger, as that was just 7 minutes into the game. Put a mark down by that one. Cubelis would get a second touchdown, this time on the ground from 17 yards out of the Wildcat. 26-0, Neshannock led at the end of the first quarter. Gino Mazzocco would take a long run, 73 yards with about 3 minutes remaining in the first half to extend the lead to 32-0 at the halftime break. They take the opening kickoff of the second half to the Lancers. Pat Ardra runs it down the field, caps off with a 7-play drive with a 3-yard run. It was 39-0 with 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the running clock going at that point. Laurel would put in 3 touchdowns in the late third into the fourth quarter. Ben Hennon from 3 yards, Nathan Hill from 2 yards, Tyler Shearer from 17 yards to make it a respectable final of 39-22. That's your final. Neshannock and Laurel both now at 1-1 as we bring Tim Continenza back into the fold as we'll start with our Maley Chiropractic play of the game, and it was that dagger basically of a pick six.
It really was. As you mentioned, Laurel had an opportunity to get right back in this game, trailing 12-0. Got a couple big breaks on penalties, getting close inside the red zone, and then Don Cubelis picks it off, goes 85 yards down the sideline right in front of the Spartans bench and takes it into the end zone, really a dagger of the game. And it was a huge play, and Dom wins tonight, or gets to be honored tonight with our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. Maley Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game Award of Neshannock. Maley Chiropractic and Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Dom here tonight for tonight's Play of the Game, and he will receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. So, as you mentioned, going into the game, that Don Cubelis won Play of the Year awards for a different sport. Well, he'll have the opportunity to do it back-to-back years now as he picks up our Play of the Game here tonight with the 85-yard touchdown return.
Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. That pick six kind of putting an early end to Spartan hopes. The other award we need to give out, the MVP Insurance MVP of the game today, and it's got to go to the sophomore quarterback, Gino Mazzocco. Listen to this stat line, Tim. He ran 9 times for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. He threw 8 for 8, perfect, 111 yards through the air as well. A 100-yard game, passing and rushing. Gino Mazzocco is our MVP of the game. MVP Insurance and LCSportsNet.com are proud to honor Gino Mazzocco of Neshannock as tonight's MVP of the game, and he will also receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's MVP of the game. You can view the full list of MVP of the game and plays of the game at lcsportsnet.com. Congratulations, Gino Mazzocco, tonight's MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win.
Yeah, congratulations to Gino. What a great job by Neshannock throughout the game, especially in the first half. Really took advantage of field position and taking advantage of playing away from the sun as they were moving left to right, and they scored 4 times in that first quarter and really set the tone. Defensively, they took advantage of that too, because that one drive that the Spartans had in the first half was still going into the sun, and that's when that 85-yard touchdown interception occurred. So congratulations to the Neshannock, and congratulations to Gino Mazzocco for tonight's MVP award winner.
Neshannock finally gets their first home game of the year. Only 4 games at home, if I'm correct there, for Neshannock this year. So they get the non-conference one against Ambridge next week, and then conference play coming up awfully quickly here, folks, coming up the following week for all of the teams in our area that are WPIL schools. Wilmington already a pair of region games under their belt. Laurel also now at 1-1. We'll see them next week, and we'll see if they can bounce back, much like Neshannock did tonight. They travel out to Bessemer for a tilt against Mohawk. Special shout-out again to the entire crew here with Lawrence County SportsNet. Jacob Walzer, Ashley Pistachio,
Yes.
on the cameras with Rob Nattel.
Our good nut.
Yeah, yes. It is a little nutty. I'm still getting used to it, but, happy early anniversary, by the way, to Mrs. Nutt, Mrs. Pistachio and Ryan. Congratulations to them. Special thanks to our producer, Aaron Vigiano. Special thanks to Spencer Work spotting for us tonight. And, again, thanks always to Mrs. Lori Heights, the Assistant Athletic Director and Chef extraordinaire.
Yes. I didn't take pictures to show everybody, but I know you did.
Oh, we made sure we sent one to Lee and Jay, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, exactly. I knew you'd take care of it.
For the entire LC Sportsnet crew and my broadcast colleague, Tim Continenza, I'm James Dotson saying so long, and stay tuned. We have volleyball action on Tuesday, Shenango against these Laurel Spartans, and then 2 football games on Friday, Laurel against Mohawk, and Riverside traveling to Shenango. But right here at Spartan Stadium, one final time, your final score, Neshannock 39, Laurel 22.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.